I am Sam. I will be a senior at Urban, and this is my starter project for Bluestamp this year. And it is a mini POV, which stands for Persistence of Vision. And basically what it is it's an array of LEDs which create a message when you move it back and forth. Because the LEDs will display vertical slices of characters, and when you move it across your field of view, your brain will combine the different vertical slices into one message. Specifically, the components of this mini POV are these LEDs here, these 100 ohm resistors, 3 Zener diodes, and 3 4.7 kilo ohm resistors, and this ATtiny microcontroller, which is the brain of the device. And starting with the LEDs are what create the display. They light up to create the characters. And these 100 ohm resistors are connected to the LEDs to limit the current that flows through them, to keep them from burning out. And the Zener diodes and other resistors are used to assist the functioning of the microcontroller. And these specific Zener diodes they function like a normal diode, which only lets current flow in one direction, except when it exceeds 5.6 volts, current can flow in both directions. And this specific microcontroller has 2 kilobytes of flash memory, which is where the program is stored to control the POV. And this is the serial port, which is used to program it. So, when I first was soldering the resistors onto this chip, I wasn't quite sure exactly how much solder to use, so I ended up making these bulbs on the other side of the chip. I was applying the solder from this side, but as I got better at soldering and put on more resistors, I was able to create better connections, which you can see with how I connected the microcontroller. And then when I finished constructing the chip and began programming it, I ran into several problems before I actually got it to work. First of all, the software package, which allows one to install the program onto the microcontroller, is in several pieces. So when I first downloaded it, I had various files in different folders, and the program wouldn't run for that reason. So I consolidated the files into one folder, updated the configuration so that my computer could properly communicate with the ATtiny, and it still wouldn't work then, which at first was quite confusing because it seemed like everything was finally configured correctly. And then I noticed that the battery was actually turned off, which was hard to notice because the LEDs were still blinking while I was attempting to program the microcontroller because of the small amount of power that was coming in from the serial port. But then once I turned on the battery, then everything worked, and now the POV will display a message. So, for my next project, I will be making a box with a musical lock, which is essentially a wooden box with a small computer on it. It will be monitoring a microphone input so that when you play a specific song, it will unlock the box.